Picture this. It's Thanksgiving dinner. The turkey is on the table, the rolls are disappearing fast, and so is everyone's patience. One kid is melting down over the wrong color cup. Grandma's anxiety is climbing with every loud noise. Dad's jaw is locked from work stress. And mom is holding it all together with a smile that's starting to twitch. We call it the holiday chaos, but it's actually something much deeper. That's your family's nervous system talking to each other, and they're all stuck in survival mode. Most parents don't realize this, but stress is contagious. Not just emotionally, but neurologically. When one person in the house gets stuck in fight or flight, it sets off a chain reaction. The baby feels dad's work tension in the way he holds her. The toddler mirrors mom's overwhelm in their tantrums. Even the dog starts pacing when the energy in the house spikes. Every nervous system is reading the room and responding. Yet the way we've grown up in American culture is to treat each struggle like it lives in its own little box. Anxiety medication for mom, sleep training for the baby, behavior charts for the 5-year-old. We go after isolated symptoms in isolated people instead of seeing what really is going on. A family that is wired together, trying to regulate together. This video is for the families who notice that when one person goes down, everyone feels it. When dad's work stress somehow shows up as baby's sleepless nights. Where mom's anxiety leaks out as toddler tantrums. Where holidays, school seasons, and big transitions don't just feel busy, they leave everyone wiped out for days. You're not imagining those connections. They are very real, very neurological, and they're driven by something called co-regulation. So in this video, we're going to break down how your family's nervous system literally sync with each other. Why focusing on only one person rarely creates lasting change, and how neurologically focused chiropractic care for the whole family can help break generational patterns of stress and dysregulation instead of passing them on. Now let's zoom out from your Thanksgiving table and look at what the research is telling us. Studies show up to 15% of infants struggle with regulation challenges in their first year of life. But here's what that number doesn't tell you. Those babies almost never show up alone. They're usually born into families where mom and dad are already running on empty. Their nervous system is stuck in survival mode long before the baby arrives. We see this play out every single week in our office. Stressed, exhausted parents bring in a baby who can't settle, or a toddler whose meltdowns feel out of control. And they're so focused on fixing that one child that they don't realize that the whole house is sharing the load. Your family's nervous systems are like Wi-Fi networks under the same roof. Once one gets overloaded, everybody's signal gets glitchy. The science goes even deeper. When a mom is under chronic stress during pregnancy, her cortisol levels can actually program the baby's developing nervous system. That little one comes into the world already wired to be on high alert. Those babies often grow into anxious kids, then burned out adults, who then have babies of their own. The pattern keeps repeating. So when 3 or 4 generations pile into one house for the holidays, you're not just passing the mashed potatoes, you are passing around stress patterns that may have been in your family for decades. We've watched this show up in care over and over again. A mom will start care with us, and her insight scans begin to shift. The colors start to calm down, her HRV shows more resilience, she's sleeping a little bit better, and then everything just plateaus. She'll say, I feel better here, but as soon as I get home, it all comes right back. Then we look at the bigger picture. Dad is grinding through work stress with no outlet. The kids are bouncing between anxiety and meltdowns. Everyone's nervous system is still locked into the same old pattern. When we finally get the whole family checked and under care, that's when things truly start to change. We compare scans and see the same stuck stress pattern across multiple family members at the beginning. Then as adjustments build on each other and the entire family's nervous systems learn how to regulate together, those scans shift together as well. Less tension, better balance, more adaptability. And at home, what started as holiday chaos begins to look a lot more like connection. So what is actually happening inside the body when all of this is going on? So your nervous system does not live in a little bubble inside your skull and spine. It is constantly reading the room, scanning for safety or threat, and then syncing up with the people around you. That built-in wiring is called co-regulation. Think of it like an invisible air traffic controller in every home, trying to keep all the planes from crashing into each other. Your nervous system is talking to your spouses, your kids, even your in-laws' systems, coordinating all those signals all at the same time. Kids are especially tuned in. From day one, they learn to read nervous systems, not just faces. They hear stress in your tone of voice. They feel it in the way that you pick them up and sense it in your breathing and your heart rate, even from across the room. When dad walks in, the door wound up and tight from work, the whole house shifts. Within minutes, everybody's physiology starts drifting towards fight or flight. Heart rates change, breathing changes, muscle tension changes. Studies using heart rate variability show that family members' stress patterns often start to match each other. You can literally see it in the data. People in the same house either build a field of calm together or they spin each other up into a storm of chaos. This is why working on just one person's stress in a stressed out family doesn't get you far. Caring for mom's anxiety while dad stays completely dysregulated is like trying to remodel a house on a cracked foundation. You might make the kitchen look beautiful, but the whole structure is still unstable. Or picture sending your child to therapy while the home environment never changes. That is like pushing a car with the parking brake on. You might inch ahead, but it is slow, it's an exhausting process, and everyone ends up wondering why it feels so hard. The nervous system under that roof are still wired together, still pulling each other back into the same pattern. Now bring that into a Thanksgiving setting, and you really see it. Holidays are like a nervous system amplifier. So you have grandparents walking in with 60 or 70 years of stress patterns built into their bodies. The parents bring in work stress, financial pressure, and parenting overwhelm. Kids absorb all of it while also dealing with sugar, late bedtimes, and changes in their routine. All of those nervous systems pile into one space and try to sort themselves out at the exact same time. This is one of the big reasons kids often act out more around the holidays. It isn't just that they had dessert or that they stayed up too late. Their little systems are trying to regulate in the middle of multiple dysregulated adults. It's also why so many grown-ups say, I love my family, but I need 3 days to recover after they leave. And why people tend to get sick right after big family gatherings. The immune system and the nervous system are very tightly connected. When your body spends days in a heightened fight or flight state, trying to co-regulate with everyone else's stress, it burns through its reserves. You feel drained, foggy, and more vulnerable to every bug that comes along. So what do you do with all of this? This is where neurologically focused chiropractic care for the whole family comes in. When we check and adjust families together at E320 Chiropractic, we see something powerful happen on those insight scans and HRV reports. At first, everyone's scan might show the same pattern of tension and imbalance. Mom, dad, and the kids may all be stuck in different versions of survival mode. But as they get adjusted and the nervous system begins to unwind, those patterns start to move in a healthier direction. So over time, families begin to create what we call a regulation field. So instead of everyone's stress amplifying everyone else's, their calm starts to support one another. And then bedtime routines smooth out, meltdowns lessen, mornings are not quite as chaotic. It's not that suddenly life becomes perfect, it's that each nervous system in the home has more capacity, more adaptability, and more room for connection. The same way an umbilical cord once physically connected mom and baby, there is a neurological cord that keeps families connected long after birth. You are wired together. That is the bad news when stress runs the show, but it is the best news when healing starts to happen. Real, lasting change does not come from trying to fix one person's problem in the family. It comes from caring for the whole system, helping every nervous system under the roof move out of survival mode and into a state where growth, connection, and health are actually possible. This Thanksgiving, you don't have to grit your teeth and simply survive the chaos. If your family's story has sounded a little too familiar while you've been listening, this is your chance to start changing the pattern instead of repeating it. If you're already part of our E320 family, consider this your friendly nudge to get those boost adjustments on the schedule as we head into the holidays. Keeping everyone's nervous system tuned up before the big gatherings can make a huge difference in how your home feels afterwards. And if you're new to us or your child is under care, but you've never had your own scans, we would love to check the whole crew. So use the link with this video, comment, send us a message, or just give us a call to schedule a time to get your family checked. Your family was made for more than just survival mode. You were designed to regulate, to rest, and actually enjoy each other. From our E320 family to yours, happy Thanksgiving.